G'day there, Adrian here for Wollongong TV, joined today with Robyn to Velde, talking about a very special occasion, a very special event, highlights on mental health and Wollongong's next top model. Robyn, welcome.
Hello, Adrian.
It's a pleasure to have you here because you are quite a worldly sort of person. You've got a great history, and probably not a lot of people really understand the depth of your knowledge and expertise, and sort of an icon of Wollongong, I guess, you know, so from what I know. So how about you tell us about yourself, about a little bit about your background, because you've done so many wonderful things, and then we can talk about highlights on mental health.
Yes, Adrian, yes, it's a long career, 50 years in fact, so to try and give you that in a couple of minutes is probably not practical. However, yes, hairdressing was my background, and that allowed me to dabble in fashion. And of course we had a wonderful academy here in Wollongong as well, training young people in personal development. And I was also L'Oreal of Paris National Fashion Coordinator, and headed up their artistic team for many years. So that, in conjunction with my hairdressing, led to probably what was the highlight of my career when I won the gold medal at the World Championships in Paris.
Wow.
Back in '74.
Yeah.
And then followed up with silver and gold in New York at the following World Cup, where in fact I was captain and coach of the team as well.
Amazing.
So it was a big career, and back then it was great that a female was breaking through, because it was the first time a female actually broke through, and I picked up the first state championship and then was top point scorer at the nationals that led of course to the World Cup. So that was hairdressing, and then over many years my experience in all of those fields have come together, I guess, to serve a great cause. When I was asked to look at how could I help raise funds for mental health and the Illawarra Clubhouse, which of course is a global initiative where people with mental health are facilitated. And in Wollongong we were operating just 2 days a week, and it was threatening not to have any future at all. And with corporate dollar becoming a lot more strained, we had to look at new ways of funding the operation so it could keep going. So of course I was invited onto the committee to give some ideas. So I came up initially with Highlights for Hope, which involved the hairdressing industry, and they did a fantastic job. They rallied as I knew they would. And of course, being, I guess you could say, a hair-raising start to a great campaign, they were also a really great fit factor, because salons are a happy, chatty place where clients share things that they wouldn't share anywhere else.
Yeah, of course.
And so the hairdressers were just a fantastic start to this whole campaign. So from there, we then the following year involved the photographers with Shoot the Hairdresser, which was a fun thing, and I did quite a lot of writing for our local newspaper, the Illawarra Mercury, who have been a wonderful support from day one. And then the third year we decided we'd go right across and take in the fashion industry and add some real glamour to the gong and try and compete with football and university and steel, and we've done just that with Illawarra's top model.
Fantastic. You know, I think there's a real, I have to commend you on that, because obviously you've done a lot of work with the youth over the years with your academy and things like that. So can you tell me, I guess, what's your opinion and what's the real importance of this highlight on mental health? Because it's not so taboo anymore. I think it's great that everyone's talking about it, but there's probably still a lot of people that don't really let it surface too much and really divulge about how much of mental health is playing an impact on their life, especially with our youth. So what's your take there? And
you've hit the nail on the head with youth. I think that is where the greatest struggle exists with young people who perhaps have their first experience with a mental health issue, and feel a level of shame. And I have to say that going back, this is our 4th year with the campaign, and in the first year I myself was a little shy to even say I'm working for mental health. Not that I didn't have compassion for, because I had so many friends and knew so many people who have suffered various losses, and I'm very aware of the huge problem it had become, but a little shy to talk about it nonetheless. So having now been, this is our 4th year, I can say mental health issues now and talk about it openly, freely, and with great freedom.
Yeah.
So that shows what has happened in that 4 years. And in our 4th year, or in fact last year with Illawarra's Top Model, my whole strategy was to develop a way of allowing young people to feel free to actually acknowledge their issues with mental health amidst a campaign that shone light on something that was also lots of fun and could work on personal worth and self-development, and that is exactly what is happening.
So how have the youth really taken this on board in terms of the models themselves? Because you can't, not anyone can just enter. You have a sort of a benchmark, I guess, that you need to set in order to gain entry. But what's their take on, are they taking it seriously? Is it something that they're really taking on board? How have you found that?
Absolutely, in more ways than one, Adrian. The risk I took when I put this forward last year was that how do we ask aspiring young models in the Illawarra to raise money for mental health? You know, is that asking too much? And so I took a risk, and we set a benchmark of $500 being what we felt was a worthy and sensible level. If someone is going to raise money, that $500 would be a good start. And so I had to wait till entries began to flow in to know whether this was going to work, and even get towards the end of the entry period to know whether they could raise that $500. Well, to my great surprise, not only did they raise the $500, but it went on. Some of the competitors were well up in multi-thousands of. They were just fantastic. It was a case, in fact, of many of the young people entering so they could serve the cause and be part of this campaign, raising awareness for mental health. The main reason they actually entered, and the modelling was something that they always wanted to have a little play with or have some experience with, but that was almost a sideline to the main cause, and that was their commitment to raising those funds.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about how people can get involved, because naturally there's 2 ways. We talked about the models, but then the community, our beautiful town and city of Wollongong, can get involved and make donations. They can buy tickets to the event. So first, do you want to touch on the models maybe and just see how they can enter?
Yes, we will be opening for entries on the 2nd of June, which is not far away. And there will be quite a significant launch that will go right across the media and social media, so it will be easy to learn about all the details. And of course our website that will be available to them, where they actually go to actually enter online. And then they go to a fundraising page where they begin their journey.
Fantastic.
And we then call on the community absolutely to get behind these kids, because it's often the very first time they've ventured to actually ask somebody to support a cause that they are supporting. So it's really important that we as a community get behind these young people and realise the potential this campaign has to raise serious money for a very serious cause. And it is the youth of our community that is doing it. And what I found last year was that when they raised such amazing money, that there was this sense of ownership and celebration that in fact was something they felt great about within themselves. So they were really achieving something and developing their personal ability to engage with adults and get out and have a go. So that was a really interesting development. And of course, because I offered my services with posture correction and walking with style, and developing them all so that as competitors they would be able to strut their stuff with confidence and look the best that they can look. There was months of tuition, which will be offered again this year, and it was just something I absolutely enjoyed.
Yeah, fantastic.
And very happy to donate my time to give what I can on many fronts within this campaign. And I feel while I still can and I'm healthy enough to do so, I'm very happy to do so.
Fantastic.
So these young people turned into different little people at the end. They were not only walking beautifully and reached a standard where I was able to choreograph fabulous shows, all with local people who are not models, but who have learnt to walk and achieved wonderful sense of confidence, and their style was to the maximum, and they were able to actually look like professionals at all the shows that we brought together.
Fantastic.
And so over the months of the heats and semi-finals, finals through to the grand event, they were professional or as good as, and I'm looking forward to calling on all those girls where we will combine the shows with girls who now have the experience and all our new entries that or entrants that we're looking forward to this year.
Great. So what's great about this is that you're really combining, because you're naturally in your element now with your expertise, and you're providing such great tuition to the girls, but you're sort of tying in very cleverly, I think, and intelligently, a passion and a purpose. And I think that is just such a powerful ingredient to this whole, I guess, attraction. And I guess on a serious note, this is something that it's not just the glitz and glamour. It's got a meaning behind it and a purpose behind it. And that money is going to be serving a lot of people into the future. So can we talk about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Up until this year, we have exclusively raised funds to support Illawarra's Clubhouse.
Yep.
And kept it running, and we're even considering a third day, may be possible. So there's lots of things on the table.
Yep.
But I felt I wanted to broaden the base, that those who benefit are not just those who need the clubhouse, but rather youth, and in particular this year we are raising a certain amount that will go to the clubhouse, which gives them what they need to function. And anything we raise over and above that will go to respite for young carers.
Oh, wow.
So that's such an important thing, and something that we don't see. And when mum or dad or some key person in a family is having an issue and that really wasn't planned, what do young people in a family do? They have to face life on a daily basis without their parents or someone who matters in that household. They're uphill trying to manage, whether it's their studies or young people. It's a serious little corner of the community that we believe our funds will serve very well.
Excellent. Robyn, let's wrap this up, and if we can tell our listeners, where should they go if they want to contribute and to donate to this wonderful cause? Obviously we talked about the models, but I mean, we're calling out to the community, right, to get involved into this. So where do we want to send them? Okay,
the actual page, or the fundraising page, will be announced very soon, right across social media, and of course through Win TV, one of our great sponsors, and the Illawarra Mercury. So all that information will be available very shortly.
Fine.
Watch this space.
That's right. We'll link that up in the show notes. Yep.
And of course, we're going to be calling out to sponsors in this next month as well. So we really ask the community and businesses to look at what we're doing and realise its potential and get in and help this serious cause, because these young people have the legs and the ability to make it happen if we get the community support. So the fundraising page will be one way they can do it, or they can contact us through the website. They can certainly contact me, and anybody who wants to support as a sponsor or in kind or quietly, we welcome everybody.
Fantastic. Robyn, I congratulate you on such a fantastic effort and a wonderful cause. I know that this year will be a record, and I wish you every success. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, Adrian.
My pleasure. There you have it, guys. Adrian here for Wollongong TV. See you on the next show.